Strong, independent women are exhausted, and you are not stuck in masculine energy because you want to be there. You are stuck there because you're forced there. If you have ever wondered why you can't relax, why love feels so hard, why your strength never feels like enough, this is why. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You do everything yourself, you don't ask for help, you don't wait for anyone. People call you powerful, unstoppable, or even inspiring. But when you are alone, you are tired. You crave rest, but your mind won't stop. You want love, but you don't feel safe to let anyone in. That's not because something is wrong with you, it's because your nervous system was wired to survive this way. And today I'm going to show you exactly why. Strong women didn't just happen. They are made. Made in childhood homes where there was no safe father. Made in families where little girls had to grow up too fast. And made by a system that claps when women act like men. Because that's exactly what patriarchy wanted. I will tell you a story of what happened to us, and you need to hear it because once you understand why you are stuck in masculine energy, you will finally understand how to get out. And by the way, I just started this channel, so if you are here, you are literally part of the beginning of something special. This isn't just a YouTube channel, it's a community of a woman remembering their feminine power. Make sure to subscribe because as we grow, I will be sharing not only videos but also workshops. There will be Telegram community, there will be eventually retreats. So I don't want you to miss what's coming. Also, if you stay with me until the end, the very end of this video, I have a free gift for you that will help you break free of this masculine overdrive. Strong women aren't born strong, they are made strong. And the making usually begins in childhood. Maybe your father wasn't there. Maybe he was physically present but emotionally absent, critical or unpredictable, or even weak. So, as a little girl, you learned quickly I can't trust the masculine to protect me. I have to protect myself. So, you became the adult in the house before you're ready. You took care of siblings, you managed emotions of your mom, you became the responsible one, the caretaker, the little rock of the family. Others lived with emotional neglect. Your basic needs were met: food, school, shelter. Deeper needs like safety, consistency, they are missing. And when a child doesn't feel safe to receive love, she learns to survive without it. That's why so many strong, independent women live with the rule of if I want something, I have to do it myself. If I depend, I will get hurt. If I let go, no one will catch me. So by the time you reached the adult life, independence wasn't empowerment, it was survival. This is why strong women default to masculine energy. Not because they love control, not because they hate men, but because their nervous system decided long ago this is the only way I will survive. And here's where I need you to zoom out for a second because this isn't just about your childhood. This story is older than you, older than your family, older than any other woman's pain. This survival pattern is personal, yes, but it's also collective. And to understand how we really got here, we need to go way back to the time before patriarchy, before feminism, to the moment where woman was holy. This didn't just start with your father, didn't just start in your childhood. This story is much older because once upon a time, long before patriarchy, long before feminism, women were holy. We are not too much. We are not emotional or irrational. We are revered as goddess. Women are priestesses, the oracles, the midwives, the healers. Or cycles were celebrated, or blood were honored, or intuition was trusted. Villages gathered to worship the Great Mother. The feminine principle was the center of creation. We earthen fighting for a seat at the table. We are the table, and our power was undeniable. So undeniable that it terrified men who built systems of war and conquest. Patriarchy couldn't control feminine power, so it destroyed it. The priestesses became whores. The healers became witches. Women who carried wisdom were silenced, shamed, burned alive. Entire generations of daughters watched their mothers tortured for carrying the power of the feminine. And the nervous system of the womanhood learned it's not safe to be feminine. It's not safe to be soft. It's not safe to be powerful in my own way. And then came feminism. Yes, it gave us rights. Yes, it gave us freedom from oppression, but it didn't restore our essence. It made us equal by making us the same. To be respected, we had to hustle like men, grind like men, succeed like men, and patriarchy loved it because the point was never to stop us from working. The point was to cut us off from our power. And today, we see the results. The girl boss, the boss babe, the strong, independent woman. The world claps when women act like men. They call it empowerment. They applaud the hustle, the grind, the independence. But behind the applause is a generation of women who are exhausted, anxious, and lonely. Women who crave love but don't feel safe to receive it. Who crave rest but feel guilty when they stop. And this, ladies, is the real story. This is what you are really fighting against. Not just your father's absence, not just your own patterns, but thousands of years of programming designed to make you forget your feminine power. And now that you see it, you cannot unsee it. So now let's bring this all back to you. Because it's one thing to understand the story, it's another to see how it lives inside you right now. So here's how it plays out today. In your relationships, for example, you struggle to let a man lead, not because you don't want to, but because it feels unsafe. You have learned that if you don't control things, everything will fall apart. So you end up making the plans, setting the tone, carrying the weight of the relationship. And maybe you have noticed when a man tries to step up, you either don't trust it or unconsciously push him away. It's not that you don't want love, you want it deeply, but your nervous system still says, if I depend, I will be disappointed. If I soften, I will get hurt. So you crave intimacy while armoring yourself up. And let's say in your career, you live in the go mode, always producing, always achieving, always moving the needle. Rest feels like weakness. Say no feels like a failure. And even when you do accomplish something huge, the celebration doesn't last. You are already onto the next thing. The world applauds you for it. They call you ambitious. They call you unstoppable. But inside, you are burned out, empty, running on fumes. Because what they are really applauding is you acting like a man. They clap when women do it all, carry it all, survive it all. and call it empowerment. In your body, this disconnection shows up in the most painful ways. Your hormones are out of balance. Your cycles are irregular or full of pain. You feel anxious, restless, disconnected from your own body. You are always on, always braced for the next task. Your body doesn't get to live in cycles, flow, rest, softness. It's stuck in survival, in masculine energy. And the cost is huge because living this way long term doesn't just drain you, it robs you of joy, intimacy, and wholeness. You're not meant to this. So when you ask yourself, why do I feel so tired? Why do my relationships feel so hard? Why do I have everything I thought I wanted, but I still feel empty inside? This is why. This is what happens when women forget their feminine. When we live as if our worth is how much we can carry, control, or produce. And until you see it, you will keep fighting yourself, thinking you are broken. But you are not. You are just stuck in a pattern that was never meant for you. So, what do you do with all this information? The first step is awareness, because once you name the pattern, you take away the shame. You see that you didn't choose this. You didn't wake up one day and decide, I want to be hyper independent. I want to burn myself out. I want to push love away. No, it was survival. It was passed on to you. It was wired into you from your childhood, from your family, from generations of women who came before you. Once you see that, you can stop blaming yourself. The second step is rebuilding trust in the masculine. I don't just mean with men, I mean with life itself, with the part of you that wants to let go, with the part of you that wants to receive. For many of us, the idea of softening feels terrifying, but it doesn't have to start big. It can start small. Letting someone hold the door for you, asking for help even when you could do it yourself. Allowing life to support you instead of gripping so hard to it. And the third step is remembering your feminine power. Because let's be real, the problem was never woman working. The problem was forgetting. Forgetting that your cycles is power, not a burden. Forgetting that your intuition is wisdom, not craziness. That your softness is strength, not weakness. You don't have to keep proving yourself in a game you're never meant to play. Your greatest advantage in life is not being the same as men, it's being a woman. What is more powerful than creating life itself? What is more magnetic than intuition that sees what eyes cannot? What is more sacred than being the multiplier, taking what is given and expanding into more? This is your birthright, and it's been waiting for you to remember. If you have stayed with me all the way here, I want you to hear this clearly. It's not your fault. You didn't wake up one day and chosen to be stuck in masculine energy. It was survival. It was passed on through generations by a culture, by a system that wanted you disconnected from your feminine power. But survival isn't same as living. And now you get to choose something different. And I want to give you something to help you begin remembering. I created a free ritual guide called Soft Power Reset. It's a simple but powerful practice you can use to reconnect with your feminine energy. Think of it as your first step out of survival mode and back into yourself. The link is in the description and is my free gift to you for staying until the end of this video. The remembering begins now. I see you in the next video.